This is a demonstration of my synth on a chip, and just thought I'd just start out with showing the keyboard with it activating the sounds, and you can see the scope over here showing the waveform. That's a basic sawtooth, and this synth chip can do sawtooth. That would be a FM waveform. Sawtooth that direction, sawtooth that direction. That one's we would call that a morph saw. That's a basic sine wave. That's a wave that I'm not sure what to call. That one's called a power sine. And this one is your basic triangle. Here we have a square wave. White noise. This is I believe it's 2 or 3 notes together. That's 3 notes together. That's a different set of 3 notes. That's what's called like a drifter voice. It's 3 notes merged together. They're real close together, and they're changing frequency. Kind of like having 2 oscillators that are real close, and then you slightly detune them. You can see them sometimes sync up. So anyway, that's the basic sounds. And let me show real quick what we're dealing with here. The chip that's making all the sound is this right here on this little board. I have it upside down because it's easier for me to see the pin numbers, so I put the pins on the back side. But this is a 407 VG T6 chip right here, and it's about 168 megahertz and with a 1 megabyte memory flash on it. And I have MIDI coming in right here from the keyboard, and the MIDI comes in to a very small quickly made optocoupler circuit that brings serial data into a UART port onto the chip, and then the chip's be able to get MIDI information that way. And then the chip itself sends out 44 kilohertz data to this DAC over here, a digital analog converter, and it is running 16 bits, 44 kilohertz samples. So it sounds pretty darn good, does a good job. This little DAC here costs probably about $3.50, close to $4 off of eBay. I think I can get similar chips, 24-bit. This one that does 16, 24, and 32-bit. But I think I can get one for as low as $1, which I did order. I'm gonna test it out when I get a hold of it. The chip over here, I couldn't buy the chip alone cheaper than I bought this board with the chip already on it. And it comes in real handy to already have it hooked up on a board so I can get to the pins. And you know, I'm basically looking at $12 for this, and a few bucks for that, and an optocoupler, maybe another $1 there. So you know, 12, 13, 14, 15 bucks, and I have a synthesizer, more or less. But let me show this on the screen a little bit closer. Maybe you can see. The waveform there. Oh, and by the way, the sounds coming out of this plug is going up this cord here, and there's an amplifier and speakers above out of the camera's range. It does a great job of doing the waveforms, and there is a what's called a min-blip filter or min-blep filter that helps create softening of the edges of the waveform so it doesn't create harmonics. Get this settled here. This chip, not only can it do several different waveforms, and by the way, it's monophonic, so I can only play one note at a time at the moment, even though some of the voices, like that's 3 oscillators running together. And I do have a filter. Let me get to the filter here. Rattling the heck out of the subwoofer up there. That's resonance that's added in there. So anyway, the filter does a fairly decent job of this. It's definitely not a cord filter chip. Do have chorus, so there's a chorus effect built into this. And there's also digital delay. And there's a phaser. And it sounds pretty good with an arpeggiator added to it. needs some work. I need to get the envelope working correctly. I started to get something working, but it's buggy. There's a few buggy problems with the note, keeping track of the notes. But I think it sounds really, really good for $15. I mean, really, really good. I'm loving the square wave. I do need to add some way to do pulse width modulation, but this is a whole lot going on, and this is only using 300 kilobytes so far. So I still have 700 kilobytes that I can shove into that chip over there. There is FM. Let's see, FM is a weird guy on this. I just now started messing with that FM synth. It's 4-op, and there's a whole lot that can be done with that. So anyway, I think that's enough for right now. It's just I'm absolutely stoked on how well this has turned out so far, and I've got a lot of more work to do to get it up to a point where I feel more comfortable with it as a product. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and anyway, thanks for watching.